Hello, my name is Sunny, and I am a member of the Loreseekers Guild, and this is a basic tutorial on how to use the trading post in New World. I've got a cup of coffee here with a little bit of Bailey's in it, and I'm all fired up, so let's do some trading post stuff. Alright, this is the trading post. I'm in the town of Windsward. It is a lovely evening, and let's make some money. So, you open up the trading post and you get this menu. Now, there's a couple pieces of information in here that's important. This is how much money I'm currently sitting on. Honestly, I've given away about this much money just in this game simply because I don't have a lot of use for it and I like making my friends smile. And they seem to have use for it, so maybe someday I'll spend money. Either way, I am currently level 25, so it should tell you that you don't need to be a high level to make money in this game. It's just a matter of knowing how the mechanics work. So we're going to solve a couple problems today. The trading post can be intimidating for people, but the problem that I see most people have is that they've got a ton of inventory and they don't know how to get rid of it, so they either do the most basics of trading post stuff or they simply just throw it on the ground like Andy Samberg. So we are going to teach you how to solve that problem first right now. So you've got inventory, you want to get rid of it, you'd like some money. Very American of you. All right. When I click the sell button, what it is showing me is all of the things that are currently on me and all of the things that are in the storage of that town. So this fire mote here means that I have some sort of combination of fire motes on my person and in my storage in Windsward. If I have fire motes in storage at Everfall, it would not add to this number. But you don't have to carry the things to the trading post like in other games. You can sell right out of your storage and right on you at the same time. That's nice. Let's say you have iron ore. I have some iron ore. I got 254 iron ore here, right? You pick this stuff up everywhere. So, first thing I want to do is get rid of my iron ore because I'm in a hurry. I like doing other things in this game. I don't want to screw around with the trading post. So, click iron ore. Right here, all of these things here are people that have put up orders saying, I want your iron ore and I will pay you this amount for it. So this guy's like, I want 4,417 iron ore and I'm willing to pay you 18 cents a piece for them, right? Now, he's probably the last one in time to come up and put this order because everyone else has lower prices. Now, you could fill this order, right, for 10 cents, but why would you do that? You want the most money for your iron ore. So you're going to click on this and it's going to say, okay, you have this much. This is how much they're buying it for. This is how many of them they're willing to keep buying, right? And so you can drag this little thing all the way over to the right, 254. So now we would sell this iron ore at 18 cents a piece for $43.51. But it's actually $45 minus a little bit of a fee. You can see what that fee is over here, right? Territory standing discount. Those are things that you can reduce the taxes through your map and stuff like that. There's a company discount, which I am not getting because the syndicate does not own Windsward, which kind of sucks, but whatever. Okay, so I could just sell this now. Boom, done, right? And then I get 43 bucks. Not bad, right? Let's say, for example, that I have either the time or I think that iron ore is worth a whole heck of a lot more and I want to sell it for more. I could put a sell order up, right? Now, this is not a great example because the sell order and the buy orders are exactly the same price. So there's literally no advantage for me putting up a sell order right now and then waiting for people to fill it when I could just sell it right off the bat. So let's pick a different item that has maybe a bit of a discrepancy. So let's pick soul motes, right? Right here, I could sell all my soul motes for 66 gold. I only have 581. This guy's willing to buy 2,000 of them, so I could sell all of them. Or I could place a sell order, right? Now we're talking. Okay, so Remember, this is the person that says, I want to buy these things. These are the people that are saying, like, okay, I'm going to sell these things. Now, you have to think about this a little bit backwards, right? So, when you are looking at the sell orders, these would be filled by people that want to buy your soul motes, right? So you're going to say, I'm going to sell these at, let's say, $1.19. Now, these get higher and higher, right, as you go down. But think about it. Remember, you're trying to get people to buy your stuff, and those people want to buy low. So you have to change your perception a little bit, right? So now you're going to sell these things instead of filling it immediately. You're going to put it up on the market, and you're going to say, okay, I want to sell all my soul motes in Windsward, all 581 of them, for $1.19. That's the best price for somebody that wanders into the marketplace and wants to buy soul motes, right? Now, there's a listing fee on this, okay? There's also a transaction charge. Those are two separate things. One of them you can adjust, the other one you cannot, okay? The listing fee, I'm going to tell you right now, always set your listing fee to 1 day, okay? This is a extremely volatile market. There's deflationary economy going on. Things are just moving. Players are moving through the levels at different rates, different zones. You know, all sorts of stuff is going on. 14 days is lunacy. 28 days is, I don't know. We've gone plaid at that point, right? So you always want to set this stuff at 1. Look at the amount that it reduced your listing fee on, right? So now I really only have to sell like 12 of these things, and then I'm starting to break even at that point, which seems like a lot, but I mean, we're also selling 581 of them. The more you deal in volume, the higher this number is going to go. So if it doesn't sell in 1 day, then you're just going to want to relist it, because you always want to be at the lowest price on this thing, because if I was going to buy something, I want to buy it for the lowest price, right? So I'm not interested in these other ones unless there's not enough available, but we're about to like flush the market with this stuff. So if I'm ready to do that, I'm just going to go ahead and place the order. Boom, right? So place the sell order for soul motes for 581, right? And now if I went over to here, my orders, active orders, sell order, I should be able to find soul motes. There it is. And if I click on it, I get a little bit more information, right? How many have I sold? Absolutely none. But that's fine. It's going to sit up there for a day, right? If I wanted to cancel it, I could do it right there. Okay. So that's your basics of selling, right? Now, if you are curious, well, do I want to sell it in Windsward? And we're starting to get a little bit more advanced here. Do I want to sell these life motes here in Windsward? Remember, I could do it immediately right now. I could just get my 33 cents per life mote here. Or I could try to get 45 cents. By the way, here's another quick tip on this. Should I sell it for 45 or 44? Well, I tested this. If you sell it for 45, it will go to the top of the list. It'll be the same price as the other people, but you will be at the top of the list, and inherently people like to pick things off the top of the list, especially if they're the same price. So you don't really have to undercut anybody, but you could if you wanted to. Would that cause the price to plummet? I mean, I guess over time, whatever. I like to do it just to separate myself, right? To make sure that they know that I am the lowest price for them to buy. Okay. Could we do it here? Yes, right? We just did that. We learned all about how to do this. We set it for 1 day. We get a listing fee of that. There's a transaction charge here. Okay. What if we're like, well, I don't know if Windsward is the best place to actually sell this stuff. So you got to change your brain here again, right? Now we're going to have to go to the buy side, because now we're wondering like, well, if I wanted to buy, what was I selling? Life motes? If I wanted to buy life motes, where is the best place to buy it? So you can go up here and you can check all the settlements, but you don't want to check all the settlements. You only want to check the settlements that you could actually drag this stuff to, right? Because you got to physically bring it there. So we're going to say Everfall and Brightwood. Okay? Now it has reset this. So now I am buying life moat. Okay? Everfall is buying it at 25. And it's going to go in order here. So these are all Everfall. Increasing in price, increasing in price. Windsward. Okay? So this is the lowest price that somebody has got a sell order up. Meaning that if a random person came in and wanted to buy a bunch of life moats, this is the cheapest price that they could buy it for in Windsward. Now, if they wanted to buy it for even cheaper, they could go to Everfall. But you're selling, so you sure as hell don't want to drag all your stuff up to Everfall and sell it for less than what you could sell it for in Windsward. Unless nobody's buying it in Windsward. And this is an important concept, okay? If you are selling things, you have to actually complete the sale, okay? People get really swayed by all sorts of stuff, and I'm going to show you the example here, right? So keep going. Oh, we've got Windsward, we've got Everfall, we've got Windsward, we've got Everfall. Boom, we've got Brightwood, okay? So we have, ignore that, by the way. That's just a previous order. Brightwood, the cheapest price at Brightwood is $188. So you might think to yourself, oh my God, I could make $1 million if I sold all my life moats in Brightwood. The problem is that in Brightwood right now, let's go up to Brightwood. Nope. Settlement details, right? Well, it used to be at 20%, which was really, really bad. But the bigger problem is this. People aren't buying a lot of stuff in Brightwood. If you were to go to the governor's desk, you could actually see how much taxes these places are generating. And so you can see how much GDP, or gross domestic product, the individual towns are actually trading in. And I can tell you for a fact that Windsward is where people are buying and selling things right now on my particular tilapia server. So there is no point to me being swayed by going up to Brightwood and seeing this fantastic price for life moats, right? By the way, when you get out of here, you got to reset it. So it's only good for you if you can actually sell it. If they're actually buying the things in Everfall and not even in Windsward, then you might want to sell it in Everfall, right? Because your idea is to offload this stuff for whatever money you can get. So, all right. So that is selling ultimately, right? You have the options to either sell it directly, or you have the option to place a sell order. Sell directly, place a sell order. Incidentally, right here, it looks like with life moats, you could sell it directly, immediately, for more money than you could put the lowest order up in Everfall. Which is awesome, because selling it directly right now is guaranteed money in your pocket. All right, let's go buy side, okay? So now you are past the point of just trying to offload your inventory, and now you are looking to buy things, okay? So let's say you want to buy, there's all sorts of categories, you can filter things here, or you can just simply type it in. But let's say Arcana, and we're going to go back to our good old friend Life Moat, right? Life Arcana, Life Moat. So here, I want to buy a bunch of life moats, right? So we have the Everfall thing. We're going to get rid of this, and we're just going to look at where we are right now. Oops. How about Windsward? There. Okay. So, I want to buy life moats, right? I can buy these life moats directly right now for 45 gold, right? Because we saw that somebody has a sell order up, meaning they're holding a bunch of product for you to be able to buy. This guy's got 129. This is how much I actually own, but this is how much is available from this guy. And so I could buy 129 for these things for 58 bucks plus 281 for a total of 60. I could click this right now and I could buy it right now. So all I had to do was find the thing and then just click any one of these orders, right? Like I could spend more and more and more for it, but why would I do that? You would never want to do that, right? You want to buy it for the cheapest you can, and this guy's that much. Now, if I wanted like 1,000 of them, I might have to fill a whole bunch of these orders before I get to the point where I have them, so I might spend more and more and more each time. Now, let's say that I don't want to buy it for 45, okay? So now I want to put a buy order up, and I want to say, okay, I want to buy this stuff, but I want to buy it for less than what somebody's willing to give it to me right now, and I'm willing to wait a little bit. So, here we go again, right? Got to think about this backwards. So these are the current buy orders. This guy is saying, I want to buy 730 of these for 33 cents a piece, okay? So, for me, I'm going to say, okay, buddy, I will raise you one. And I want to buy 500 of these, and I want to buy them for 34 cents a piece, right? Remember, I'm going to set this to 1 day. You see how the numbers change at the bottom? 28 days, I'm going to spend my price, which is just math, right? And then my listing fee times 500 is 15 bucks. I get a little bit of a discount for it, right? Because of my territory standing. I get nothing for the company discount. But again, I'm telling you, set this stuff for 1 day, because now my listing fee, instead of being, what was it, 15 bucks, is now down to 4 bucks, minus a little bit for a discount. If it doesn't fill in that time, I'm not worried about it because the market will have changed. Maybe somebody sits on top of me at 35 cents a piece. Now, if they do that, if somebody sits on top of you, you're going to stay there forever, right? Until they fill their whole order. But if somebody sits on top of him, now you got 2 orders. And you don't want to be waiting 14 days plus having paid a fortune in listing fees for this stuff, right? Because remember, when you're buying things, you need to get a good price. There's no point in buying things for a bad price and then trying to sell them, right? You're just going to end up making no money on the whole thing. So when you're into the buying game, you really got to worry about what you're paying for something, right? Because again, I can only sell this for 45. So you have to look at the difference between the two, and that gets a little complicated, right? Now you're talking about, okay, am I going to make enough money on selling these things? And they have to sell. Either way, basics, right? 34, 500, 1 day, got that price. I've got the money to do it. I'm going to go ahead and place the order for life modes. Okay, so now we got an order, buy order. These are active orders, right? This is in a different town, so you can filter it by name. And we just put one in right here. This is us. Boom. Windsward. Right? Now, I could cancel this and 170 bucks to go back into my wallet. I don't get the fee, obviously. That thing is lost. So, now we know how to buy things. But let's say, with life modes, I'm wondering, okay, I want to buy life modes, and I know I can place a buy order here in town and see it at 34 cents a piece. That's not a bad price, right? Or I could buy it directly and buy it for 45 cents a piece simply by clicking on that. But is this the best place to buy life motes? I don't know. So, we are going to go up to here, and we are going to do our favorite thing again. We're going to click Everfall, and we're going to click Brightwood, right? Now, it's already reset this thing. Here we go. Okay, so now we see that in Everfall, people are buying life motes at 25. So that means that they're buying it there. If I wanted to, you have to, again, flip your brain a little bit on this, right? So I'm going to go to the sell side on things. Brightwood, Everfall. It doesn't work when you go into My Sellable Items. You have to go to All Items, and you're going to say Life Mote. Okay. Now we get some information here, right? So we have, in Everfall, they're selling these things 34 cents a piece. Or pardon me. In Windsor, they're selling it for 34 cents a piece. In Everfall, they're selling it for 20 cents a piece. So now I have to say, okay, well, if I went up to Everfall, I could just buy this stuff for that, right? And these are all the orders that are being put in place. So if I put an order in there and I was just a little bit ahead of that, then I could end up potentially buying this stuff instead of for the price that I talked about for 21 cents, right? And then maybe a bunch of people fill my order in Everfall at 21 cents. But again, you have to remember, are you going to a place where they are actually going to buy and sell this inventory? Is it actually happening, right? Don't be fooled by sexy orders. Only be fooled. See, like right here, life moat, 5 cents, right? Well, that means, remember, these are sells, and I'm thinking about buying. Like, okay, I could go to Brightwood, and I could put an order in for 6 cents a piece, because that's higher than the lowest sell order there. And so if you did that, that's great, but is anybody actually going to fill that, right? I'm not really sure. Probably not. So again, in summary here for the buy side, we can pick literally anything. You can buy anything, right? You don't have to have it on you. So Arcana, let's go to Water Arcana, right? Water modes. Okay, 52. Could buy a bunch of them right now for 52. Or I could put a buy order in, and lo and behold, I could buy them. I would put a buy order in for 47, right? And then I could maybe get a whole bunch of them. I'm wondering whether or not this is the best place to do that. So I would go over to the sell order, right? Because I want to know what I could buy it at. And what was I dealing with? Water moats. I've got my various things. Windsward 46, Everfall 37. So I could put an order in for 38 at Everfall and maybe fill it. Brightwood, I could do it at 21, but remember, I'm worried about Brightwood. I'm not real sure that I'm actually going to fill it at Brightwood. Same deal with the fees and the listing and everything like that. Okay, the last thing we're going to talk about real quick is flipping. Okay? So, I have bought a bunch of... Oh, look, I just made some money. I have bought a bunch of life moats for a certain price, right? Let's say I am that 34, and I fill those 500. What I'm going to do then immediately is make sure that I can try to flip this stuff. So as soon as I get that 500, I'm going to try to flip it here at 44 cents a piece. Okay? And then I'm going to be making that difference up between the prices, right? So I'm going to set this for 1 day. I'll sell all of them. There's a listing fee. Now, here's what you have to know with this is that you get nickeled and dimed all over the place, right? So don't just think like, oh, 34, if this was like 36, I'm going to make 2 cents a piece on every single one of these. Well, you're also paying a listing fee. You can legitimately lose your money doing this stuff. On top of that, if you don't sell all of the product, you're going to have to list it again. So now you've got another problem, right? Now you've paid a listing fee twice on this thing, and you could keep doing that. So don't be fooled when you're selling single products. You can go way down here, right? Okay, let's say I have flawed malachite. Okay? Here's a problem. There's no buy orders. That is a very bad sign, right? That means that people aren't trying to buy this. So when I place a sell order up here, I could sell this thing at $6, right? And put it for 1 day. I'm going to lose 53 cents just by putting this thing up there. I'm going to lose 63 cents by putting 2 of them up there. And it might not sell. And it probably won't sell because nobody's actually trying to buy this stuff immediately. If they're not willing to buy it immediately, then, you know, that's not a good sign either. So don't be, try really hard not to sell low volume things. You don't make a lot of money on that kind of stuff. One of the last things I'll show you is like what happens when you have products that are worth very, very little, right? Fibers is always a good one here. So the fibers thing, you got 9 cents and 10 cents, right? This is absolutely not worth flipping, right? You're going to pay a lot in fees. You're going to end up having to get, like if you wanted to buy one of these, it would cost you 52 cents in fees to place a buy order for something like this, to buy it for 9 cents, right? That doesn't make any sense. So just be cognizant of the kind of things that are going on. Sometimes it is worth it to buy a particular product here and sell it somewhere else, right? Like we saw with the Everfall thing, it might be worth it to go up to Everfall, buy a whole bunch of a product, and then just physically tote it down to another place, and that's called import-export, right? That's the basis of some of this economy and why they have different prices for things. Just remember, with everything that you're doing, look at the fine print, and don't be fooled by just putting things up on the market with buy and sell orders. They have to fill. That's where you're going to make your money, is by being efficient with it. Not just throwing a bunch of money around and saying, oh, I could buy all this stuff for X price and I could sell it over here for X price. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy in theory, but you have to actually pull it off. If, again, I'll go right back to the beginning. If all you want to do is unload your inventory, the easiest way to do it is to simply click your inventory in the cell and fill one of these orders, right? Now, you may take it in the shorts a little bit as far as efficiency goes, but time is money. And the time value of some of these things is huge, right? 15 cents right now, I get rid of this. Or I place a sell order and I wait and I hope to God that somebody buys it from me for 17 cents. Is that worth it? Absolutely not, right? Absolutely not. I would sell this, fill this guy's buy order for rawhide all day long, right? Time value of money. So I think that's about it for this. Anything other than that gets really complicated, and all you're doing is taking simple mechanics and extrapolating them out to do different things. But this is basically the trading post here. And it works, and it's efficient, and if you have the time to kill, you can put in all sorts of orders for, you know, buy orders for fire motes, right? And I can put in a buy order for my fire motes at 26, right? Because it's the lowest buy order. I put in a buy order at 27 for 2,000, right? And I would just sit on it. And then when the thing fills, because it's Windsward and it always fills, then I will then turn around and I will find a place here to sell it, or I will look in the sell orders in the different towns and I will see, well, what's the highest sell order? And then the highest lowest sell order, right? And then I will go to that town and I'll sell it for maybe like 55 cents. And I'll double my money after accounting for the fees, right? So that's kind of how the trading post works. And my name is Sunny, and I've been doing this for a decade with my good buddies from the Loreseekers. And I think that I've got a pretty good track record of success. And I hope that in the future you all become millionaires. Have a great day.